Right then, the Glen. Let's wait for a little bit. Let's get some people in. Right. How long has it been? Roughly what? 2 minutes? 3 minutes? Yeah. Close enough. Close enough. Right, welcome to Tier 3, Round 3 at Watkins Glen. So, what... so I'm just having a quick look around trying to find something. Ah, there it is. I found JMS's car. It's right over there in the corner. You know. Anyway. Enough fucking around. Let's get cracking. So, who has served a quali... I believe it's a quali ban. We got Tap in P16. We got Berto in 15th. Jin in 14th. We then got JMS in 13th. So, both Renaults not having a great start to their round 3. We got Spin in 12th with his teammate ahead of him, Morrison in 11th. Hurricane in 10th with Skycloud in 9th. So Spin and Skycloud have got a lot of work to do, considering these two are some of the top runners here in Tier 3. In 8th we got Pole. In 7th we got Stra. 6th Zab. 5th is Mo, the feature race winner at the last round. In 4th is Cherry. 3rd is Filthy, 2nd is Throttle, and taking pole position in the M6 is Goose. I need to get this up, thank you. Yeah, I thought it was a quali ban. I did hear something about a quali ban. So, without further ado, let's get cracking as we got 5 red lights. Wiper blades going from Goose, and away we go. Who's going to get a good launch? We all sort of seem to get an average launch. Mo doesn't. Mo gets a fantastic launch, already up into 3rd. He's going to go around the outside and contest for 2nd. No, he's not. Throttle's going to get a very good launch in that Beetle. So up goes Throttle into P1 at turn 1. Mo's up into 3rd. Goose is down into 2nd. Filthy's in 4th. Let's go a little bit further back. Morrison and Spin have made a lightning start. Both the teammates working together, trying to push up the grid. Stra's in 7th, Pole's down in 8th, Hurricane's in 11th, and Skycloud's down in 12th, excuse me. We're going to go up to the bus stop chicane for the first time. Are there any deaths? Are Tier 3 going to behave? Tier 3 are going to behave, so it's good opening lap at the moment, good first half of the opening lap. Spin in the background, taking a little bit of a tighter line. Pole is now down in 11th. Skycloud's down in 13th. Taps up to 14th. Let's go a little bit further forward. Hurricanes managed to make a couple of spots, I'm guessing, through the... Oh dear. Who are we missing? What happened to you? Did you... Oh, you just outbreak... Did you just outbreak yourself a little bit? Sperto was with the pack. Yeah, just outbraked and locked up. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to carry on. We're going to keep going further forward. Let's stay around Zab's area. So we've got a few close cars. Oh, Cherry goes for a very late move. Nearly gets past Filthy. Filthy slams the door very firmly shut. Stra gets a much better exit. Stra's going to try and go around the outside of this really tricky left-hander. It's kind of a late apex left-hander. Stra and Zab now side by side. We're going to come on to Morrison's point of view. Zab holds the inside line. Stra's hung out wide. That might just get away with that. There's probably half a tyre length in it. Stra gives Morrison a little bit of a push. Through goes Hurricane, through goes Spin. So can the Ferraris both work together to try and push up the grid? They've got 9th and 10th at the moment. Pole's just behind them in 11th. Tap's made a great opening lap. Made 4 places up into 12th at the moment. There was a little bit of a scuff then. Oh dear. Okay, that is a very obvious clear push to pass. Okay, good, he does let it back. He does lift, but it doesn't really give it back. He kind of just lifts a little bit just to allow Morrison through, but keeps some speed. Here comes Tap. So Tap's going to push Pole. Pole is this time going to contest for 10th, as we're now going side by side into the bus stop chicane. Who's going to be the bravest on the brakes? It's going to be Morrison. Why am I not surprised there's tyre squeals coming up in this chicane? What? Where were you looking? Okay, I can see why you did that. JMS did brake a little bit early. I'm guessing it's because he feels like he's quite close to his teammate. He doesn't want to interfere too much with this. He kind of wants to get as much going for him as possible. I can understand now why you span out. That makes sense. Okay, fair enough. Although, to be fair, it's probably approaching the braking zone, so... Anyway, Tap goes up the inside of Pole. Pole doesn't really leave any space for Tap. There's a little bit of contact. Pole goes out wide. Through goes Tap. Morrison's got himself a half-second penalty for cutting the bus stop chicane line a little bit. Let's go a bit further forward. What's going on up ahead? Spin catching up to the back of Hurricane. Hurricane's in 8th, Stratus 7th, Zap's in 6th, Cherry's in 5th, Filthy's in 4th, Mo's in 3rd, Goose is in 2nd, and Throttle's in 1st. Kind of the top 6, 7, top 6 aren't really that entertaining at the moment. It's kind of all one behind the other as you're doing a Sunday drive. A bit further back though, this is where a lot more of the action is at the moment. Morrison serves his half-second penalty, then goes a little bit wide. This is going to allow JMS straight through. Jesus. JMS goes straight through. There's a little bit of argy-bargy coming out of the corner. So down goes Morrison, up goes JMS at the moment. Let's go a bit further forward. What's going on up here? Close enough? No, he's not going to contest a remove there. I don't think he will anyway. So Tap's in P10. Pole's in P11. JMS is in 12th. Morrison's in 13th. Jin's in 14th. Berto's in 15th, and Skycloud bringing up the rear at the moment. So, JMS has got half-second penalty for going, I believe, a little wide at turn 1. Morrison's trying to contest at the moment. We're going to jump on board with these two. Morrison backs out of it, going into the bus stop chicane. Up goes JMS, but he does have that half-second penalty. Here comes Jin. Can Jin try and have a little look on Morrison? No, I think Morrison's going to just pull away a little bit. And they both got a little bit wide though. Berto not quite close enough to make this count. JMS all over the back of Pole. Now bear in mind, JMS does have his half-second penalty, so this is going to pull him back into these two. Jin gets a fantastic run up the hill. Morrison kind of defends slightly to the right. Jin goes to the left. Are we about to be 3 wide? No, we're not. Morrison backs out of it, but Jin goes wide. Morrison goes back up the inside as we're still side by side with these two. We're going to come back onto Berto's perspective to get a much better look. Jin still holds the inside. Morrison's still on the outside. The outside line is more favourable because it's a little less bumpy. Jin drops down the position after losing a little bit of grip, and now Berto's up into 14th. Morrison still holds 13th. JMS still holds 12th. Now let's go and check on the rest of the pack. Let's go a bit further up. Tap now all over the back of Spin. Spin having dropped down a little bit. Stra's now in 8th. Hurricane's up into 7th, so a great drive at the moment from Hurricane up into 7th position. Zap's in 6th. Cherry's 5th. Anything happening up front? No, you're all boring. Okay, moving on. Hurricane swings to the right, then back out to left, trying to break the toe from Stra in the Lamborghini. Let's go a little bit further back. Tap loses a little bit of time to spin through the first sector. And these guys are now starting to spread out too. Let's go up front. Throttle's got himself a half-second penalty. Also, I did notice your special little white livery with a poppy. I like it. Very nice. Throttle serves as half-second penalty. Now has to look at defending the inside because he's got Goose all over the back of him. Goose with his wiper blades going in the middle of the desert. I did kind of question that, but Goose is Goose. He does Goose things. Goose using all of the track and a little bit extra, touching the dirt on the outside, trying to eke out every bit of speed from that BMW. It may not have the best of launches, but it's a good car around this track. Mo going a little bit wide on the exit of the corner. Just gives the ball a little tap. So Goose holds the fastest lap at the moment. He's in the slipstream of that Beetle. Is there going to be a look into the bus stop? We'll stay with these guys just for a moment. This is where it gets a bit terrible for the camera, so we'll come back off. He's closing, but it's not quite close enough. So Goose is going to have to wait a little bit at the moment. Mo's just trying to catch up. Filthy and Cherry having their own little battle. Cherry's now got nose up, not quite up the inside, but it's close enough for Cherry to now worry about it. Has become charging down the hill. Filthy holds his line perfectly, and there's no chance of an overtake at the moment. Is there a little move into the hairpin? No move. Filthy holding a very, very nice line, keeping Cherry at bay whilst using Mo for slipstream to pull him away from Cherry. So great stuff at the moment by the top 5. Zab in 6th in no man's land. Hurricane's in 7th, still bringing Stra along with him for 8th. Spins in 9th, Tap still in 10th, and nothing's changed back here at the moment. JMS finally gets past Pole. Pole goes very deep into the hairpin. Where are you going? So JMS is up to 11th, so the Renaults are in 10th and 11th at the moment. Great for these guys. Morrison in 13th, Jin in 14th, with Berto in 15th, and Skycloud catching up to the back of the pack. Lap 6 of 9. I think people are kind of struggling to catch up. The pace is not too far apart from each other. Just looking at the split time, looking at people's lap times, it's not actually that bad. Filthy has a great run in the slipstream of Mo. Mo defends the inside. Mo still has will keep the inside line going into the bus stop. But here comes Cherry. Cherry's going to now have a little go as well. No, he's not quite close enough. Struggling to get some of the car to rotate. Is he going to have a little look? No, he's considered it. Mo doing a fantastic job holding off these two. Why is the internet on my phone decide to die right now? Let me try and fix this whilst not much is happening. Let's go back and check the rest of the grid. There we go. Hurricane having to defend from Stra. Stra on the outside. Hurricane defends the inside. This is going to allow Spin to catch up as well. Yeah, good thing you missed the start, JMS. That's a very good thing you missed the start. Nothing happened at all with you. Nothing, I promise. Star all over the back of Hurricane at the moment. Hurricane defending 7th position, trying to hit all his marks. Well, there's a little, 2 of the 4 drivers just scraped the wall. So Star and Spin both had a little scrape with the wall. It's not going to cost them too much though. Star goes a little wide. That might just be in track limits. There's probably about half a wheel in it, not even that. Oh, come on, unlock phone. Thank you. Hurricane goes to the right hand side, defends. Star swings back out to the left. Hurricane's going to have the inside line, going to take really the one and only line, but Star's going to... Oh, right. Okay, I need to go back and properly look at this. So Hurricane defends the inside. Star now swings to the outside. Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. There's the 1 second penalty. So Hurricane holds the racing line. Star trying to do something different, trying to get his nose alongside Hurricane. He's trying his absolute best. He's got a great run as we come charging down the hill towards the left-hander. Hurricane still holds the inside line. Spin's going to be seeing the 1 second penalty from Star. Star goes off-roading, decides to do what Moo does all of last season. Here comes Spin. Can Spin inflict a little bit more damage onto Star's race? I don't think he's going to be able to. Star has a huge power slide coming up over the hill. There goes his penalty, drops back down, so up goes Spin, up goes Tap, down goes Star. Star's got plenty of space to Pole, who's just behind him, who's really gotten back past JMS. JMS has got a great run as we come up over the hill into the braking zone. Pole holds the inside line, going to keep 11th at the moment. Let's go back up front. Let's check on the rest of the grid. So P3, P4, P5 still having a little battle. Hiya Deck. Okay, as I say hiya Deck, something happens. Let's go back and have a look. I think that might have been a push pass, because I heard a little squeal and I saw a car slightly sideways. Yeah, that's a push pass. Off goes the Audi R8. Cherry doing the right thing, not capitalising. This allows Mo, to have complete free air. No challenge. That penalty, however, that time penalty there, that's unfair. That's really harsh and unfair. Because Filthy, did not go wide, he got pushed wide, which I'm guessing was reported. I'd have to have a proper look through the reports. So going further forward, Goose still keeping up with Throttle slightly pulling away but not escaping too much. So Cherry's about to inherit 4th position. Filthy's about to go down to 5th. Zab's going to potentially try and capitalise. Hurricane still in 7th, now being chased down by Spin and Tap. Star still in 10th, slowly catching up. Poles in 11th. JMS is in 12th. Skycloud's in 13th after recently passing Morrison for 14th. Jin's in 15th. Berto is in 16th. So Skycloud making moves and catching up with the back of the pack. Also, I just realised Poles on the mediums. That's a point I never thought to check. I just naturally assumed that everyone was on softs, but no. So, sorry, I just want to watch this again. Oh, Cherry goes really wide, so that's why he never got past. And that's where he got his half-second penalty. So, Filthy, through the luck of the Irish gods, has managed to keep hold of 4th position because Cherry just decides to drive off the track at an easy pass. So Cherry now has a half-second penalty, and he's got a Mazda right behind him. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's check on the back. What's going on back here? Jin goes a little bit wide. He's putting pressure. Oh my. I'm glad I came onto this because... Right, let's go back because these two have been fighting for a little bit then. So this all starts when Morrison goes wide. Here comes Jin. Jin's now passed. Morrison's going to go up the inside. There's a little touch. A tiny little touch, but I wouldn't say that complicates or makes a push pass or anything. Now Morrison has got the inside. Jin holds the throttle around the outside, keeps there. Morrison keeps straight and doesn't touch his line. That was a bit of terrible camera work there. My apologies. Let's go from this angle. So Jin holds the outside. Very well held. Morrison keeps his line, and Jin just kind of just drives into him. So off goes Morrison. He's not having a great race at all. Let's go further forward. I'd be highly surprised if that was not reported. Highly surprised. But we're on the final lap. We're going to go up to the top two. So we've not really seen much of the top two. Been checking in on them every now and again. Throttle led really from lap 1. Goose has been in the chase for 9 laps. Been trying his best, but you just see Throttle seems to be just doing everything right at the moment. Let's go back. Mo in 3rd, Filthy in 4th, Cherries in 5th. Not much has changed back here. That penalty might change something though. Hurricanes in 7th, Zabs in 6th, Spins in 8th, holding off Tap, who's in 9th, Strauss in 10th at the moment. There's your top 10. There's the penalty. Can Cherry hold on to 5th position, or is he going to lose it out to Zab? Zab's close, but not close enough. We're going to go further forward to these two. We're going to go to the front two. Throttle doing a fantastic job. Comes around the final corner after leading from turn 1, after getting a fantastic start off the line. He's going to take a sprint victory here at the Glen. Goose flashes his lights. Throttle weaves the celebration. So there goes P1 and P2 of Throttle and Goose. Here comes Mo out the final corner with his front left almost dead. Mo's going to get P3. Filthy's in 4th. Cherry holds on to 5th. Zabs in 6th. Hurricanes in 7th. Taps in 8th. Spins in 8th. Taps in 9th. Strauss in 10th. But Taps going to have a quali ban, so he's going to start from the back of the grid. Poles in 11th. JMS in finishing style in 12th. Skycloud's in 13th. Jin comes over the line for 14th. Berto's in 5th. Berto, excuse me, is in 15th. We're going to follow Morrison down for 16th. So there's the sprint. Let me go to collection. So, feature here at Watkins Glen. What could be expected? Now, the one stop is preferable. You can either do a hard medium or medium hard. The softs don't really last here. So I don't really think soft tyres are on the table. Unless you want to do... I think it's like 5 or 6 on softs and then the rest on hards, but that would not really be advisable, and I don't really think any fuel tank in tier 3 can make that distance. There is the obvious 2-stop. I think that'd be a little bit silly because the pit lane here is very, very long. It's almost as long as the race went. The time. It's almost as long as the time Pyro had to wait for a race win, which was a ridiculously long time. But hey, Pyro eventually got his race win. I think he holds the record for the longest time between wins, and he's there eventually. So, Pole's going to take us away in the lead on the mediums. We then got Stra on the hards, Spin on the hards, Hurricane on the hards, Zab on the hards, Cherry on the hards, Filthy on the hards, Mo on the hards, Goose on the hards. Right, so everyone in the top 10 apart from the Audi R8 of Pole in first is on the hards. Pole is going to be looking to extend his lead, try and get away from the pack, and then take the punishment on the second stint, I should imagine. JMS is on the hards, Skycloud's on the hards, Jin's on the hards, Berto's on the hards, Morrison's on the... Every single driver's on the hards apart from Pole. Okay, you guys are a bit boring, but it's alright. You're tier 3, I'm sure something will happen. And off we go. Let me try and get a better camera angle. Okay, that works. Yeah, this is better. This is much better. So, Pole goes into P1, goes into turn 1 in the lead on his medium tyres. I'm a little bit surprised he's not trying to pull away a little bit more. Cherry still in 7th at the moment, being pressured by Mo, who's now got Goose all over his backside. We're going to step back here just for a moment. Are the two BMWs going to work together? Are they going to... Nope, they're going to go line astern. Cherry defends the inside. Feels like he needs to defend already, as there's a tiny little bit of contact in the bus stop already. Throttle trying to get some clean air over his wings, so he goes a little bit wider as we come out the bus stop down the hill for the first time. No one's really making any position gains at the moment. Spin's dropped off the back of the top two just a little bit, but not enough to be too concerned with. Pole's not really getting away. I know he's on the mediums, but he's not really getting that much of a gap over the hards, which I thought he might have. I mean, as we go into the first real big overtaking point, Tap up to 15th already. That's one position made for the Renault driver as we come charging up the hill. We got Jin and Morrison again going around the left-hander as we peak the top of the hill. Jin uses all the road and all of the dirt. He's got Tap behind him for company. I think the only driver in the opening lap to make a position, as Throttle's got himself a half-second penalty. That's not good. So the two drivers that have made up a position is Skycloud and Tap, from what I can gather. Although, here, let's see what Mo can do. Mo gets a great run coming out of turn 1 as we go through 2, 3 and now 4. Mo's on the left, Cherry's on the right. Goose is going to give Cherry a big push. This is going to allow Goose to get up the inside as well. So Mo is the meat inside of BMW sandwich as we now going too wide through a bus stop, which I never thought I'd see. And everyone comes out alive, which is critical. Mo still in 8th, loses a little bit of time. Careful, Goose. Careful as he slams that BMW up the inside. Makes it through a Mo. I think that might have been a little bit of contact, but that's down to the stewards to decide if it's reported. Throttle's got himself a half-second penalty, and he's got Skycloud on the inside. Skycloud gives Throttle a little bit of a shove out wide, and the penalty is just another bit of salt in the wound. Here comes JMS. Can JMS capitalise? He will capitalise. He's going to get up the inside, fully alongside. Going to mount a bit too much of that curb on the inside, but that's fine. He's made it work. It's now a drag race up the hill. Throttle now has the inside. JMS has got a slightly favourable line. Looks for that switchback. Gets the switchback as we're now completely alongside again as we're going to go to the left. Throttle sticks outside, out wide. Makes it work, makes it stick. And it's going to be Throttle's final corner. So Throttle now holds 11th position. But here comes Morrison. Morrison gets a great final corner. He's going to go alongside JMS. JMS is going to have a little bit of the toe from the Beetle, who's brave on the brakes. Morrison backs out of it a little bit. JMS holds 12th at the moment. Let's go further forward. Skycloud in 10th. Mo's in 9th. Mo's now got Skycloud for company as we come up the hill. could say it's going to be a hard race, that Beetle. Yeah, alright James, you don't need to get hard tyre jokes. We get it. We know this race is going to be very hard. Speaking of very hard, Mo's defending very hard. From Skycloud. Skycloud stays in 10th at the moment. That Beetle, yes, is very rapid. Let's go a bit further forward. We've not really checked above Cherry at the moment. Filthy's in 6th, Zab's in 5th, Hurricane's in 4th, two teammates together. Spin is in 3rd, with Strat in 2nd. This is the gap I was more looking at on the medium tyres. Pole's way out in front in 1st. If I'm going by JMS's cheesy jokes, he's going to have a very meh race. Cheesy jokes aside, we're going to come back. Our two teammates going to work together, kind of going to work together. I think they look good. Zab pulls out the slipstream momentarily just to get a little bit of clean air, maybe to get the car to stop a little bit quicker as well. Meh indeed, yeah. Dipping down to your level, this is not good. I don't like it. Let's stay here for a moment. That's a penalty if I've seen one. Well, Skycloud, does she get a penalty, or did she just get away with that? I think she just got away with that. Skycloud using all of the road and a little bit more. Misses the apex on turn 1, but that's fine, because there's a ton of runoffs. I think, yep, there's the penalty. So going further forward, I'm going to re-watch this because I was looking at track limits over passing. Cherry doesn't get the exit. He's after Mo. Gets a fantastic exit as we come out of turn 1, round the right of turn 2. Mo charges up into 8th again, so Mo's going to retake the place he started with. But now we've got the charge up the hill. Is that BMW going to be able to close that gap in the slipstream? No. Cherry's going to opt for more of a fuel saving strategy. Further up ahead I have just, oh dear. Okay, we're going to digress a couple of things. Here comes Goose. Goose is going to fire it up the inside. Great move done by Goose. Nearly clobbers the barrier. Going further up ahead, both Mazdas are having their own little battle. Zav goes out wide. This is going to now Goose straight up the inside. So whilst these two are squabbling, Goose is going to split the two up. It's almost like we're looking at an adult splitting up two arguing toddlers. And you have to hold them at like arm's length or something. That's kind of what this looks like at the moment. This is a fantastic looking livery. Sorry, JMS touched on that just a second ago. It's a wonderful looking livery. So, whilst these guys are squabbling, Mo has managed to catch up to the back of Filthy. Filthy is now going to be under a lot of pressure. As in the background, there's another battle for 10th position. We're going to come back and watch this. Skycloud serves a penalty, stays to the inside, kind of switches the outside. Here comes Throttle. Throttle's going to keep his car completely up the inside. Both of them to have a little bang of wheels as they come out on the exit. Skycloud going to try and get to the inside. No, going to switch the outside last minute. Throttle's going to keep hold on that inside, keep it tight. Gets a good exit considering he was on a tighter line. Skycloud now down to 11th. Throttle's back up to 10th to where he started. Now he's going to start trying to chase down 9th position. Why does my phone keep dropping out? Let's go a bit further forward. Filthy in 7th, going to try and capitalise on the slipstream. Mo's got a double toe ahead of him, so Mo could be quite rapid down here. Bit of self-assault. There are some good battles around the place, but we're going to stay with this one because this one has got 2 in it. Goose trying to go around the outside of Hurricane. Zab sends it up the inside. Filthy's going to try and follow. Moo's going to try and follow Zab up the inside. Filthy. There's a little bit of contact, a tiny little bit of pushing and shoving, but it's to be expected around this part of the track. It's now going to be charging downhill. Filthy on the inside. Moo on the outside. Tries to hang it around the outside. Gives Filthy just enough space. I mean, literally just. So down goes Filthy. Here comes Cherry. Cherry can he get up to 8th position? No, he's not going to be able to this time around. Zab has a huge snap of oversteer. Has become charging up and over the hill. Goose still in 5th. Hurricane still holds on to 4th. Somehow these guys have not changed positions quite yet, considering they were side by side earlier. Spin chasing down Stra, who's in 2nd. Stra looks like he's struggling a little bit with the back of that Lamborghini, but further up ahead and way out ahead is Pole at the moment. Tap up to 12th, JMS is in 13th, Morrison's in 14th, Jim with a half-second penalty is in 15th, and Umberto is in 16th at the moment. So there's the back of the grid. Well, I say back of the grid, back half of the grid. Cherry having to defend from Throttle. Throttle is under pressure to overtake and to be overtaken by Skycloud. So we're going to stay here just for a mo. It's a big push from Throttle on Cherry to try and get him to move along, try and get them to catch up to the back of the next pack. Skycloud's going to benefit very nicely here from a double toe. Sends it up, sends it through the bus stop. Closing a little bit. Throttle all over the back of that BMW, losing a little bit more time. Going a bit further forward. Mo has got... oh dear, I saw that. We're going to come back here. Zab carries a lot of speed. There's that half-second penalty as he touches the throttle. Goose has got himself a 1-second penalty. Wow. Nothing's really going to happen too much at the back there. This is what I'm more interested in. There, push. There's a bit of a push there by Goose. Hurricane hangs it out wide. Zab goes way off the circuit. Is that going to be an increase to his penalty, or is he going to keep hold of that half-second? He's going to keep hold of the half-second. Mo's in a fantastic spot to try and get a double overtake here. There goes the penalty line. Drop down, those two do. Filthy gains a double spot as well, so Mo's up to 5th. Filthy's up to 6th. Zab's now up to 7th. Goose is now down to 8th position with his teammate just behind him in 9th. Skycloud's in 10th. Throttle's in 11th. And Tap's bringing up the rear at the moment in 12th. I said you're all boring on tyres. No, I've replaced that. You're all boring on tyres, but interesting with battles. I love it. Zab struggling a little bit in the moment. Skycloud's got a half-second penalty. That's going to drop her back down to 11th again. Goose is chasing down Zab. Is there going to be a... no, there's not going to be a little lunge. It's very, very close to the back of Zab. As we come through turn 3, round turn 4, Hurricane comes to right over to the right hand side and then back to left, tries to break the toe of the drivers behind him. Zab carries some good momentum, but it's going to cost, might cost him a little bit. Actually, he might get away with that. So not much going on here at the moment. We're going to come a little bit further back as Throttle's got himself a 1-second penalty. And Skycloud's got herself a half-second penalty. So Tap's going to look at a double overtake. Or can he inflict a little bit more punishment onto these two at the moment? I don't think he can. It's not quite close enough. So both drivers pull aside. There goes Throttle. There goes Skycloud. Up goes Tap. So Tap's now up to P10 from starting at the back of the grid. So a fantastic drive at the moment from Tap. Let's go a little bit further forward. Hurricane doing a great job at holding everybody up at the moment. He's kind of giving Pole the win because he's just holding everybody up, not letting anyone past. It's a great job done by Hurricane at the moment, going further ahead. Spin sticking to the back of the other Lamborghini driver. Tap Stappen. Goose has a shake for the inside. There's a little bit of contact. There's a tiny, tiny little bit of contact. It was enough to unsettle Zab's car. It's kind of a late move as well. Filthy gets a great run coming out of turn 1. Gets past Mo. So Mo's now down into 6th position. Goose is just behind. Filthy defends all the way to the inside. Mo follows him as a big push through the middle part of... A slight breeze can unsettle that Mazda. Yeah, it looks like it. So, Hurricane moving out and moving away a little bit whilst these guys are starting to have their own little fight. What happens? Who gets a good drive? Let's jump on board with Goose. I don't think Goose is going to get a good enough drive to stick with Mo. Mo's had a great run, but not quite good enough to get up to the back of that Audi R8. It doesn't look like a bad choice. I've seen it driven a fair few times, the Mazda. I think when it just gets tangled up in a little bit of contact, I think that's when it starts to struggle. But if people are saying it's a terrible... That's exceeding track limits just a little bit there. There you go. So Hurricane shakes the wheel again, tries to break the toe a little bit, kind of works. People ahead of him are kind of half asleep. Goose has got himself a half-second penalty, so that's going to undo the overtake he did a lap ago. Gets a really good run out of turn 1 though. Can he contest for 6th position? Gets a very good run. It's going to be in Mo's interest to stay behind Filthy. If Mo can get... He can. Goose is giving Mo a big hefty push. Coming up the back straight. Mo defends the inside. Keeps the position. Goose gets a very good run. He's going to get his nose up the inside. There's a lid. I think there might have been a tiny little bit of contact there again. So Goose is in contact mode, it seems. It goes up to 6th position. Mo is probably not really too worried about it because there's a half-second penalty, so that's going to be the free pass back. And Zab's going to have to try and close up on these guys, try and capitalise on that half-second penalty. I don't think he's going to. A bit further back. Cherry's still in 9th, Tap's still in 10th, Skycloud's in 11th, Throttle's down in 12th at the moment. Let's go a bit further forward. So there goes Goose with one pass. Here comes Zab with the second pass. He did get close enough. And he keeps 7th as well. That's a good drive there by Zab at the moment, keeping it close enough to capitalise. So down goes Goose as well. -2 positions for Goose. Cherry's now caught up to the back of his teammate. Are these two going to work together this time? To be in their interest. Just behind is Tap and Skycloud for 10th and 11th. We're going to go further forward and check on the guys near the front. So Spin's dropped down off the back of Sharp. We're on lap 10 of 23, so 13 to go. Stra's a little bit further down the road, and way further down the road is Pole. You know what? I'm considering banning JMS from the chat in a minute for making terrible jokes. I mean, I have a bad sense of humour. Okay, something's happened. I'll go away for 2 seconds. Whoa. Was that a push? Sorry, just a second. That was contact. Okay, so there was contact there between Goose and Zab. Cherry does a great job at avoiding, so through goes Cherry. Down goes Zab. Here comes Tap as well. Tap's going to try and take a piece of this. So it looks like JMS's terrible dad joke. Alright, you say netcode, Zab was good. Okay, alright. I'm going to let It's time to... yeah. I suppose it does depend on the perspective as well. I'll have to have a quick look at the Stewart's report unless someone could tell me what the Stewart reports are. Here comes Throttle. Throttle's going to try and go around the outside. Sky Clouds gives Throttle a little tap and says not this time, you're going to have to take a longer route around. We then got Terrible Dad Joke in 13th, and thank God, because if he was up higher then he could be making even more dad jokes. So you can stay down there. We then got Jin in 14th. We got Drifty Berto, and then going Widey Berto in 15th, and Morrison, who's not having a fan... What? 205, what happened to you? Oh dear, I found it. Before we... oh, sorry, we'll carry on in just a second. What happened to... oh, you just lost the rear completely on your own. Okay. We're going to go from back here. So yeah, we got Terrible Dad Joke in 13th. He can stay there, as far as I'm concerned. I love how he agrees as well, fair enough. So, poles come in at the end of lap 10. Skycloud's got a half-second penalty. Taps in 10th. Zab's in 9th after being passed by Cherry and Goose in 8th and 7th, respectively. Filthy's in 6th. Mo's in... now in 4th. We're going to stay back here, though. Tap contesting at the moment, or contesting slash defending. I'll just pick a camera angle, that'll do. This will do. Throttle drops off the back of these guys. Skycloud very much in us. I know, this is why I kind of need to try and stay somewhere, so I think we're going to stay here for the moment. Cherry defending from Zab. Zab tries to go around the outside, then inside of Cherry, not going to work. Tap defends beautifully through the bus stop chicane. This does not allow Skycloud through, so Skycloud's going to stay in 10th at the moment. We're going to go a bit further forward. Goose in 6th, putting a lot of pressure on Filthy and giving Filthy a bit of a push. That's definitely not netcode. It does work. The tier system does work quite well. Is that? Hang on. I'm sorry, I just want to check something. 2 seconds, I know I'm flicking through a lot. Ah, Morrison came into the pits as well. That's why there was a car so far back. So Morrison's on a race of his own. Goose and Filthy are still having their own little battle. Zab has a huge moment. Blocks Tap, gives Zab a little bit of a push, then try and find the inside line. No, not able to. Skycloud serves her penalty and still is quite close to the back of these two. Throttle now closes up to the back of Skycloud again. Skycloud shows the right indicator. Is she going to come into pit? She is. And so's Tap. Skycloud does not. Weaves out at the last moment. That's going to cost her time and a lot of space. So through goes Throttle. In comes Spin into the pits as well. So Skycloud elects to stay out one more lap on these tyres. Going a bit further forward again. We've got Mo, Filthy and Goose still at it. Mo sticks to the right, Filthy comes to the left. Is Filthy going to get a bit of a push from Goose? No, Filthy's not going to help Goose. Goose is not going to help Filthy. The other way around, that's the way I was looking at saying it. Goose gets a great run, sticks his car down the inside. I think there might have been a little bit of touch again, but again, I don't know, because different perspectives give different things. Indicators, yeah. I do think the if you indicate when you come into the pits, it's just courtesy. I think it's quite nice and courteous to do it. Yeah, it's not obligatory and you don't have to do it. I just think it's quite a nice thing to do. You can kind of trick your opponents into potentially pitting, and if you carry on, but yeah, they could follow you, because you can do what Skycloud did easy. Come into the pit lane and switch out at the last minute. You don't have to then pit. So, Poles come out on the hards. He's in P12 at the moment. I'm expecting a lot of these guys to potentially come in and pit. Mo comes into pit. Sticks in his designated lane, even with people around him. Throttle comes in as well. Skycloud stays out again. This one stays out. I'm not even going to consider saying his name at the moment because he's bringing up terrible jokes. If I see one. Come on. Hang on, I think I just saw one. Sorry. 1 second. I need to say something. You see that there, JMS? You see that right there? Yeah, that's your jokes at the moment. That's where they belong, right there. We're going to carry on. Pole chasing down Jin at the moment. Jin giving Pole a nice healthy tow and so Pole is in 10th. Berto's in 11th. Spin is our next driver up the road who has pitted. Mo's just behind him in 13th at the moment. Tap's just behind them in 14th. Throttle's in 15th. And Morrison's still not caught up to the back of the pack. But Morrison is on the mediums. He's got to make these last to the end. Let's go a bit further forward. So Skycloud's got another half-second penalty. So it's going to allow JMS to make a pass. No, it's close though. JMS is close enough to start putting some pressure on. I think most of these guys are going to be coming in to do 10 laps. Yep, there's both indicators on both of these cars. I think everybody else is coming in. Filthy staying out. Strauss still staying out. I wonder, can some of these drivers think they might be able to do the softs, or do they not think the mediums can last? Everybody else piles into the pits. So, where's Pole going to come out? Pole's probably going to come out quite far ahead of most of these guys. Where's Spin going to come out as well? So, it's going to be Pole net P1, Spin net P2. I think it's going to be Mo net P3. Because there's Hurricane. Just about to come out now. There goes Tap as well. So Hurricane comes out just ahead of Goose. As we've got Zab who's just come out ahead as well. Throttle's got momentum. Not quite going to be able to have enough momentum to get past Zab. Zab's going to hold on for 9th position at the moment. Cherry's in 10th. Skycloud's in 11th. JMS comes out in 12th. I'm not even going to bother JMS. I'm not even going to bother anymore. So Morrison now in touch with the back of the pack. His tyres are a few laps older though. So we're still watching the two drivers up here that are yet to pit. Surely Straff finally comes in. Lap 14. 9 laps and technically 8 laps on the mediums is easily doable. Filthy comes in as well. He's still going to drop way down the pack, way down the grid. So there's the Audi on the hard tyres. There's Spin on the medium. Spin's going to start trying to reel in Pole. Strauss coming out. Strauss coming out as well. So Strauss had a quick pit stop. I don't think it's going to be quick enough. Let's go back through the grid. What's going on? Let's hang out here. We got a great group of cars all together. We got windshield wipers. We've got great looking cars. And we've got... I'm just going to wait for people to come out of the pits. There we go. We've got Throttle and Cherry in 9th and 10th. And Filthy comes out in 11th. Where does Stra come out? Stra comes out in 3rd. So that's a great stop done by Stra. Comes out in P3, only loses 2 positions. And on the fresher tyres of the lot. Mo's got a half-second penalty, but tons of time behind him. Take a drink whilst I can. I've learnt from my experiences last season watching Tier 4 that whenever I take a drink something happens, and Tier 3 doesn't seem to give me that curse, so I'm quite happy. Not much is going on now. Everyone's very evenly paced, so it goes to prove what JMS said earlier. The tier system is actually very good. Everyone is very evenly spaced out in the mid-pack at the moment. Let's have a little look further back. We'll skip past this one. Jin doing a great job at the moment. Berto's in 15th with Morrison in 16th at the moment. Gap's come down a little bit, but not by much. And the gap from pole to spin's not come down a little bit, but not by too much either. Stra's doing a great job. Great outlap. Mo doesn't lose too much time to that penalty. Taps in 5th, considering he started at the back of the pack and the back of the grid. That's a great feature at the moment to get a top 5. Here's the action. We're going to come back a little bit. We're going to come back here because, hush my mouth, there is action now. Goose comes to the inside. Hurricane doesn't even defend. Goose just sets the fastest lap of the race as well. Zab looks for the switchback. A little bit for Hurricane, excuse me, looks for the switchback. Zab's got his own pressure as well. He's got Throttle just behind him. Goose defends to the inside. Zab defends to the inside. Hurricane and Throttle forced to the outside. Goose breaks late. Managed to get ahead of Hurricane. Hurricane flashes his lights, whether it's in disapproval or something, I'm not quite sure. So Hurricane down into 7th. Zab's in 8th. Throttle's in 9th. Come charging down the hill up to the hairpin, one of the slowest corners of the track. I believe it's one of the slowest corners of the track. Not really much else going on at the moment. Everyone's slowly starting to chase people down. There's a little bit of contact there between Throttle and Zab. Just a tiny little bit, but not too much. Going a bit further back. Filthy starting to get in touch with this group as Sky Clouds dropped way off the back of this pack. We'll just stay here just for a moment. Throttle, does he look for a move? No, he's going to be wise enough. Cherry closes that gap way down on the braking zone. Throttle gets a great exit, gets a great run as he challenges the inside for turn 2. Zab's hung out to dry on the wide dirty line, but now he's got the inside line. Now he's got back onto the outside line. Throttle still holds the inside line. Cherry backs out of it just a little bit, going to close up. Zab gets a great run. That's straight line speed on that Mazda's mighty, but through goes the Beetle up on the inside line. Great move done by Throttle. Zab now down to 9th. He's got Cherry straight away to consider and think about. So let's go a bit further forward because I have just spotted that Pole, his time has dropped to the 150s. He's just, Spin has pulled back nearly 3 seconds on that last lap alone. So Spin is on an absolute charge at the moment. We'll have to keep an eye out on the top 3. Throttle starting putting in some punchy laps as well. Really close and hunted down Hurricane very, very quickly. Zab doing all he can to keep Cherry behind him for 9th position at the moment. Let's jump on board with Throttle. Good final corner. Everyone's getting good final corners at the moment. Not many people are slamming into the wall. Hurricane opens up that gap just a little bit though. So let's go further forward. Let's check on the top 3. Pole 48.5 compared to Spin's 47.7, so there's still, that gap is closing. Ever so slightly closing. about 5-ish laps to go. Whoa. Who's off the track? Oh dear. Hitting the wall was suboptimal. Yeah, it's not advisable. What's happened to Sky Cloud? In 12th position, starting to claw a little bit of time back. Oh, I think a wheel disconnect. I think the wheel disconnected because of the way it just veered to the... So, Skycloud's wheel, I think, believe her wheel was just disconnected. And down to the back of the grid goes Skycloud. So Skycloud's race not gone well at all. Saw that and felt bad. I bet you did. Anyway, moving on to more interesting things, going further forward. How have you got a 1.5 second penalty? I want to know. There's how. Okay, we found out. Interesting. Moving on. Back to where we are. So Stra's got 1.5 second penalty. His charge up to the top 2 or even first is now pretty much over, with 5 to go. He might even fall back into Mo's clutches. Let's just stick with Mo for a moment. Let's stick with Mo for a mo. But I beat you to it, JMS. So Stra still holds on to 3rd, but Mo is very much a lot closer now. But can potentially contest. Taps now trying to defend 5th position from Goose, who's in 6th. Hurricane's in 7th, still holding off Throttle, who's in 8th. Zab's doing a fantastic job holding off Cherry, who's in 9th, and Filthy's in 11th at the moment. In the bin. Huh. Now it's funny, isn't it? Throttle, what can we do this lap? Can we get a good run as he just kisses the barrier on the exit, gives it a little smooch as he goes past. Not quite enough speed to get up close enough to the back of Hurricane. Let's go a little bit further forward. Taps managed to open up a healthy gap, a very healthy gap. Why does Goose have that? Oh wait, have we just found our first victim of the final wall at the Glen? We have smashes into the wall, so there's our first victim on lap 18 in the feature race. So that's why he lost out a load of momentum. Spin very much closing up to the back of Pole. Both of their lap times are dropping, but Poles is dropping a lot quicker and a lot more than I'd say than Spin. Spin's trying to keep it semi-consistent. So I'll have to keep an eye on those guys over the next coming laps. So let's see if the wall hugger can catch up to the back of Tap over the next couple of laps. Throttle still struggling to close up to the back of Hurricane. Hurricane doing a fantastic job in the Mazda for 7th at the moment. Zab's opening up the gap to Cherry, so Zab's waking up a little bit, sets a very good lap, 47.1, personal best for Zab the previous lap. Cherry's in 10th, Filthy in 11th. JMS is in 12th with Jin in 13th, Berto in 14th. These two have kind of glued together the whole race. Morrison's in 15th, starting to struggle a little bit on those tyres, and Skycloud, after having a wheel disconnect, is probably extremely furious with that racing wheel at the moment, pushing very hard, going very wide in places, but trying to make up some lost time. As I've just seen something pop up on my phone that really wants to make me vomit, I'm not gonna... Actually, you know what's great? F1 comes to... okay, no. No, not interested. Not going to see what the news is in F1 for a new collaboration. Don't care, don't want to know. So, top 3, very much in the world of heart at the moment. Spin closing down 4 tenths on the last lap. I reckon a move. Oh no! Oh dear, I just heard that in the background. Strat in the Lamborghini, what has happened to you? Oh dear. Well, you kept it out the wall. Spins it around nicely. Does a reasonably safe, does a very good safe rejoin as well, so the only thing I can fault you on is you spun. And you're drifting as well, so mate, style points, I'll give you that. The hell are you doing? It's almost like you got a puncher. So Strat's race in a matter of 3 corners has just been completely undone. It's almost like you've got damage or a puncher or something. Yeah, style points and then style point to lead. It's almost like, yeah, the Lamborghini's almost got like a puncher or something, because it just has no rear grip at the moment. Dirty socks. Yeah, get out of the teenager's bedroom. Let's go a bit further forward. So Filthy's up in 10th, Cherry's 9th, Zab's in 8th, Hurricane is now in 7th after being recently passed by Throttle. Let's go back and have a look at that. Before we go up to the top 3. Throttle uses all the road, gets his car all the way over to the inside. Hurricane tries to squeeze him and then opens up the corner, trying to give himself as best of a corner as possible. Finally, Throttle goes up the inside on lap 20 of 23, but it's not quite done yet. Hurricane gets a much better drive as we come up the hill to the left-hander. Throttle holds the inside line, blocks the apex beautifully, holds 6th position at the moment, sits kind of middle-ish with the road, opens up his corner again, so Throttle holds 6th position at the moment. Hurricane finally drops the position down to 7th. So Throttle is in 6th position. Let's go further forward. Tap's in 5th. Goose is in 4th. Mo is in 3rd. Spins in 2nd. Still chasing down Pole. Pole is now in a very precarious position with 2 laps to go. Spin is now very much in chase mode. I'm going to keep an eye on those two. We're going to come back just a moment because everyone is in Throttle slipstream. Throttle defends the inside, brakes very late, holds off Hurricane at the moment. Hurricane has to drop down behind Throttle. This might be good for Throttle. What's his tyres like? Hurricane's tyres are a lot better. Let's go further forward. Spin is very much in striking distance now. Paul gets a fantastic exit up over the hill though, so Spin's going to have to wait another lap or two. No one's really close enough to make a move. Estrada in the 11th, managing to keep his Lamborghini on the road for a lap, which is a great starting point. These two are still glued together. Morrison holding 15th with nearly dead tyres, and Skycloud pits for a fresh set of soft tyres to potentially try for the fastest lap of the race. Don't blame her, you've got nothing to lose at this point. More importantly, we're going to come forward. Spin not quite close enough this time around. Gets the car to rotate much better than Pole. Pole now very much under pressure and under threat. He's been leading this race almost every lap other than when he pitted. Both of these guys' tyres are screaming and squealing in protest. Mo's just behind. Spin swings to the right hand side. Pressure right, puts some pressure in to the bus stop. Pole defends nicely. Spin now has a great run. Finds the inside line. Tiny little twitch. Pole now hangs out wide. Spin goes through for the lead with on lap 22 of 23. Pole's trying to counter attack as we come out of the left hander down the hill. We come up to the hairpin. It's just a little nudge. Oh no! Oh no, that has not happened. So there's a bit of contact there. That unsettles the car initially, and there's even more contact there. And that's for the lead as well. Oh no, so round goes Spin. Rear damage as well. Nearly collects his fellow countryman. Has to try and get his car to turn around and rejoin. Everyone's going to go filing past him. He's down to 10th. Oh my god. So unfortunate and unlucky for Spin. Now down in 10th position with rear bumper damage. Pole's going to keep the lead. And surely that's been reported. Surely. So as we come on to the final lap, Goose is up into third. Mo, with nearly a dead front left tyre, has got one lap to try and hold on second. Goose is very much hunting down that second position. I don't think there's much Mo can do. Goose has got a much better run. Mo keeps him behind, sits in the middle / middle right. Mo squeezes him out. Goose has to switch to the left. So Mo's going to keep hold of second position at the moment, but Mo's going to have to try and keep that car very, very tight, because here comes Goose. Goose sends it up the inside. Mo struggling with that pretty much dead front left as he now drops down to third position. Windows fogged in rage. I can imagine. Yeah, I was in a party with Spin when that happened, and I can tell you now there were some words. I'm not going to repeat the words, but there were some words. Tap. Can Tap sniff a podium? Tap does sniff a podium, gets a fantastic exit as we come out over the hill. Skycloud's got fastest lap. Mo defends the inside. Tap's going to try and go around the outside. He's got much better tyres. Mo's understeering because he's just got no tyre left. So Mo drops down to fourth, but we're going to go further forward to the Audi R8 driver who has led a lot of this race. Potentially his lead could be in jeopardy, A, to the fact that he's got very little fuel left, which is a mistake I made, and B, to the fact that there's probably going to be a Stewart intervention. He does not have a 5-second gap to Goose, but he's going to come over the line anyway to take victory here in the feature race, with Goose in second, Tap in third. Throttle gets fourth. Hurricane's in fifth. Hurricane's fifth. Mo's in sixth. Zab's in seventh. Filthy's in eighth. Cherry in ninth. Spin comes over the line for 10th. Stra's in 11th. Terrible Joker comes over the line for 12th in perfect style as always. Jin's going to come around the final corner for the last time for 13th position. Berto gets 14th. Morrison, who stopped for soft tyres to try and get a good lap at the end. That's not going to work because he was on a very good run until then as well. So Tommy's going to come over the line for 15th on a fresh set of soft tyres. Again, good idea, may as well, got nothing to lose at this point. Slams into one wall, goes off into the grass and goes sideways and careering into the pit wall again. And here comes Sky Cloud for 16th. Hang on, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Perfect. So, Paul's going to take victory. Laguna to more. Yeah, I'm on shorter shifts next week, so I should be able to do it midweek, which would be quite nice. It would be a nice change rather than late, that is this week. Let's go to the standings. Tier 3. So, Throttle still holds first position with a 34-point lead over Pole, who did get a penalty, who did drop down to second. Pole's in second at the moment. Tap's in third. Zab's in fourth, and Mo is in fifth at the moment in the standings. Looking over at the constructors, it's the Audi R8s with 99 points, the Beetle with 96 points, and the BMW M6 with 92. So, very close constructor battle at the moment. We're only on round 3. We're coming up to round 4 tomorrow. So, we will see you all very shortly and very soon. Hope everyone has enjoyed. Keep an eye out because Jack will be coming on with Tier 4 White Comms, I'm hoping at some point this afternoon, which will be good. So keep your eye out for that. And then I believe we've got esports this evening as well, if esports hasn't finished. So, hope everyone has enjoyed, and we'll see you all soon.